Welcome to American Dream Vacation. I'm Virgil, and I'll be doing the orientation on Unit 1820. The first thing we're going to do, we're going to start off with the keys. So we're going to go over here to the side entry door here. And this one key here with the black handle, that actually locks and unlocks the door handle. And then this other key here locks and unlocks the deadbolt, okay? And then this key right here would unlock the compartment for the outside stereo. And then the 751 key here unlocks all the other compartments around the coach. If you have some valuables, you don't want to put them outside in the compartment, because this 751 key here, everyone has one of these keys. If they have an RV, trailer, motorhome, they have one of these keys. So don't leave your valuables outside. Make sure you put them inside the coach. All right. And then finally, this other key right here does the doors, the driver door, the passenger door, and the ignition. Okay? These mirrors are powered. They're powered from the inside of the driver's position. And over here on the front, we've already checked all the fluids and everything is set the way it's supposed to be. We've done tire pressure, fluids, so you're good on that. But I still suggest that if you're going to be out for an extended period of time, you know, if you get 2 or 3 tanks of fuel, you may want to just check the oil anyway. And you pop the hood release from inside the coach here. Okay, we're going to move over here to the driver's side here. One thing I want to show you real quick in here is you've got this button right over here on the dashboard, and that button says emergency start. Basically what that does for you is if you left your headlights on and ran down the truck battery, you have another battery that's for the RV, for the lights and things like that, that will give you a jump. So what you do is you put your key in the ignition, you push that button, and you simultaneously, well, you push the button and you turn the ignition at the same time. And the batteries over there for the RV will give this truck battery a jump. That's what this emergency start switch is for, okay? Over in here, you have your generator compartment. And on this compartment here, you want to unlock it here. You got these 2 latches here, and they're black latches. You turn them to the right, and that unlocks it, and you lift it up, and you just take it out. You got a couple of things in here I want to show you about. First of all, this yellow cap is where you would check the oil. Of course, you want to make sure the generator is not running when you do that. And then right down here, I don't know if you can see that, but there's a little toggle switch that flips back and forth. When that toggle switch is towards you, that means it has not been tripped. If it's back away from you, it's been tripped and you just need to reset it, okay? So I'm resetting it, I'm pulling it back towards me. And the way you start the generator, you can start it from 2 different places. You can start it from out here, or you can start it from inside. But whenever you get ready to start it, you need to prime it before you start it, because this is a carbureted generator. So, and the way you prime it is, you push the stop button, and you hold it for a count of, I don't know, 8 to 10 maybe. And then you let it go, and then you push start, and you hold it. That starts up your generator, and it should function the same way inside. You're going to have a button inside, and you would push stop to prime it, and then push it to start it, okay? We talked about that. One thing about this generator is when your fuel gauge inside the coach, when you're sitting at the driver's seat and your fuel gauge reads 1/4 of a tank, this generator is going to shut off. So you never want to let your fuel drop below 1/4 of a tank if you need to be able to use the generator. There's a siphon hose in the fuel tank that sucks fuel up into it, and they do that so your generator won't use up all your fuel and get you stranded, okay? All right, so we're going to put this cover back on here. Basically what you do is you take it and you fit it back up under there first, and you put the bottom part in first. Make sure there's a little lip, and you put it in there, and then you turn the levers back to the left, and that locks it in place. And then you just pull on it a little bit there, and that locks your generator cover back in place. Over here, you have just a storage compartment there. Right here, you have an outside shower here, hot and cold water. You either have to use, this will function either from your freshwater tank or when you have a water hose hooked up, and then you have a city water connection. In here is where your propane fill is. And if you notice, this valve over here is what you would turn to close off the propane tank. If you shut this tank, basically no propane will be allowed to go inside the coach. So you leave that open all the time. It's perfectly safe to do that. And then you have a meter over here that reads how much propane you have, okay? And this yellow cover down here, it's a cap. If you should need more propane, you would purchase it, but it's at your expense. And basically you need to go somewhere where they sell propane. It's almost like a filling station, but they do it instead of you. And you just take the yellow cap off and they put the nozzle on there and they would refill your tank. Okay? Over here is your city water connection. And here's your 25-foot freshwater hose. If you notice, there's this big brass regulator on the hose. Before you hook this end to your RV, you want to put this on at the campsite or at your house onto your faucet. And this regulator is going to regulate the amount of water pressure coming through. And then you would hook this other section right in here, like so. You hook that in there. You got your regulator hooked to the faucet, and you turn it on, and then you have forced water. Okay? And that's how that would work. So then you wouldn't be using the water in your tank. Inside of here is a storage compartment where you can house your water hose and or your power cord. This power cord is 25 feet long and it's 30 amps of power. Okay? So if you forget, it's right here posted on the side. Also, you have over here a phone jack, which is kind of obsolete nowadays, and then you have a cable hookup. We do not provide you coax cable, so if you want to bring along some coax cable to take with you on your trip, you're very welcome to do so. Okay? Over here's your fuel fill. It holds regular unleaded fuel, and it holds about 58 gallons on this coach. Okay. Over here, you got your dump station here, or your dump valve. So, basically what you're going to do is, you take your sewer hose that we provided for you, and the first thing you want to do is, you make sure these valves are closed. This big valve here, the bigger one, and it's a black handle versus a gray handle. This is your toilet. This is the sewage waste. And this other side, the smaller one, is the water from your fresh water and from your sink in the shower. Okay? So you undo the black cap, you let it dangle, and then you would put this one up here and twist and lock it into place. And the other end of your hose will go down into your ground at your dump station, and you make sure it's inside there securely. So once you know it's in there secure, you're going to pull this valve first. Once again, this is a black tank. You pull it out. You don't need to twist it, turn, just pull it straight out and drain all the waste from your sewer tank. Once it's done, you come over here and then you pull this side out. And this is a gray tank. And this is a sink in the shower water, and this is going to rinse all of the sewage out of your hose. Once you're done, you leave this connected and you kind of pick this hose up like so, and you force all of the waste down out of the hose. Once it's clean, you close your valves back, you undo your sewer hose, and you put your cap back on. One quick note, if you are at a campground for an extended period of time and you have your sewer hose connected, make sure you leave these valves closed. You need to let the pressure build up in this tank before you decide to open it. So leave it closed, check your monitor panel, go outside the next day and do just like I told you. Dump the black, then dump the gray, and then closing it back up. But do not leave them open. All right? Over here, on the very back, is your freshwater fill. So behind this wall, there's a freshwater tank that holds over about 45 gallons or so. Basically what you do, you undo this cap, drop it over here, and then you take your city water hose. Before you either connect it to the RV or before you leave, you unconnect it from the RV, and then you put over here and then you stick it right inside of there. And then you will be filling up your freshwater tank. Once the tank is full, water is going to start shooting out this little opening here. Or you could always go inside and push your monitor panel and see how much fresh water you have, which we'll see in just a little bit. Okay? Once it's full, you pull your hose out and you recap it, and then you close it, and then you lock it. And in that lock there is a 751 key. Here's your spare tire on back. There is no jack, so you either need to call the road service, either the company that we have, or you call your own. But there's your spare tire on the back there. This ladder is designed for us to go up on top and do any kind of maintenance. There's no storage up there, so there's really no reason for you to go up on top of the roof, okay? Over here you have another storage compartment, and then you have an outside entertainment center. You have a CD player with a radio and so forth right here, and speakers. Right here is the back side of your hot water heater. The hot water heater is a 6-gallon hot water heater. It runs off of electricity or propane, and I'll show you that once we get inside, okay? And then you have your patio awning. This awning, we've got a video on the awnings, another section on YouTube, but this awning here is kind of unique, so I'm going to show you how this one works. Basically, you take this rod here and you're going to hook into that, and then you're going to crank this thing out. And you crank it out until you get it all the way fully extended, and then you unhook your pole, and then that's how your awning works. So, some tips on the awning: don't leave it open at night when you go to sleep. Don't go off and leave it out while you're out hiking or whatever. And don't leave it open in the rain, because the rain will damage the awning, the wind will catch it, and it will definitely damage the awning. And then here's your rod, and it goes back into this compartment right here. Over here you've got electrical outlets there. This is the back side of the refrigerator where we would go in and do maintenance if we have to do some kind of maintenance on the back side. And this vent right here is the exhaust vent for the furnace. And it does say hot on there, so if for whatever reason you have the furnace going, it will burn your hands, and so will the hot water heater, because there's heat coming off of that. This step is automatic. It comes in automatically and closes as you open and close the door. And then you've got another couple of storage compartments over here, and a little small over here. And then finally is your house battery. Remember we talked about that emergency start? Well, this is the battery that's going to give the other battery a jump, okay? When you're driving down the road and the alternator is going, the alternator is charging that battery as well as this battery. When you're plugged into electricity, this battery is being recharged. When you have the generator going, it's also being recharged. So just to kind of let you know what all charges that battery up. And then over here, we started back where we began from, back over at the passenger side, and then you got, like I said, the power mirrors. All right, when this slide out comes out, this awning is attached to the room, so this is not an awning that you do yourself. It's automatically attached to the room, and then you'll see that once we bring all the rooms out. All right, we're gonna stop here for a moment, and then we're gonna go inside. Thank you.